We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you another episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody, already in progress.
Did you know he is not a gay man?
Okay, stop. Oh, okay.
She continues to talk.
Well, she can't see. That's all. I mean, that's the problem.
She's a blind lady. Did you know he was not a gay man? Victor Willis.
Well, I had heard that, but okay, I got nothing. Step right into that. Who's Victor Willis?
You actually know Victor Willis, but probably
Is he a
by
fraternity brother of ours? Wait, I thought that guy.
no,
Oh,
no.
oh, that's Victor.
A famous person actually. Who in your right mind do you I, it's not that they ever profess that they because this was someone famous in the 70s mainly, still relevant to some extent through the 80s and 90s. But I think so. Anyhow, the lead singer of Village People, or yes, Village People. I almost said YMCA. The lead singer for the Village People, the ones who sang YMCA, and I was just a young lad at the time, but I remember
Young man.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
the uproar of it wasn't so much an uproar, but there was definitely a people were more not concerned. I guess people talked about
Aware.
aware that they were gay, even though they didn't come out or anything until much later. But when they did, I just assumed everybody in the band was actually gay, and it turns out the lead singer, Victor Willis, was not. And do you know
Which
who he married?
wait a minute. What character was he? The construction worker or
I
the?
think the policeman, right?
Well, that's always a gay character.
Naval officer, cop / naval officer. I wrote down. I
I
don't
have
know
no
how
idea who
true
he
that is.
married. Bruce Willis.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go. Pretty close. No, Felicia Rashad.
So he's black.
Yes.
So Felicity.
Well, you don't have to be to marry another African American, but in
Well, I
this
mean, we're
case,
talking
yes,
about
he
the
was.
70s and 80s, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to come out and be gay, I
Well,
don't
he
know that
wasn't.
by I know, but I'm saying portray. Did they portray it? Was it
I
perceived that
don't
they
think
were?
they ever denied it. They may have leaned into it a little bit, actually, because it was getting them a lot of press and attention because of their flamboyant costumes and,
Well, I
you know.
remember all the bars I used to go to. They played it all the time.
Oh, did they?
Usually when
Oh,
they were closed.
at Wally's?
That was last call, wasn't it?
You had to get you out of there, I guess. I don't know.
It's
Uh,
closing time. You don't
had you
have to
ever,
go.
did you ever go to a gay bar?
No. Well, hold on. Oh, okay. Golly, confessions. No,
Yeah, no.
no,
Okay.
no. Hold on.
I did
Oh,
in
hold
a,
on. Don't. So yeah,
well, don't
I'm
let
gonna
me
answer
leave it
first.
there.
No, so I was dating this girl, and we were in Savannah, and she says, "You, we got to go to this bar." I'm like, "Ugh, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it was at the place of good and evil. Remember that movie?
Yes, 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 yes.
I don't even know what it
It
was. I
was a
never.
book first, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go off. I had no idea what it was. I
Right.
didn't know what the book or the movie or nothing. I was just there for the girl.
Right.
And we go into this place, and I'm like, these women are kind of big and strong looking. And
They're
then they
bigger
had
than
a
me.
then they had a guy on stage. Remember, remember in the fraternity we had that no Gator,
Yeah,
no.
Gator, no Gator, no.
What was
Yes, that
that
was a
guy's name?
famous. God, I can't think of it now. I'll look it up
He
while
was
you're
in
telling the rest of your
Hairspray, the
story.
original.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Well, anyway, so this kind of guy that looked like him came out on stage all dressed up, and I was like, okay, where are we, and what have you got me into? That's the place where I went up to the bar to get a drink, and this dude was standing next to me, like in a bikini show with heels and stuff. And I looked at him and he looked at me and I'm waiting for the bartender. And I'm like, you're kind of good looking, you know?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
looked at me and he's figured me out. And he's waiting for me to say something. And I looked at him and said, I really have nothing to say. I said, "Yeah, okay." And then he had this really deep voice. He goes, "Well, you gonna take a picture or you gonna move on?" And I was like, "Okay, it's time for us to go."
I
So,
don't have a camera handy, but I would. No, I went in a professional manner actually to a gay bar. I was working as a security guard on Orange Blossom Trail down there in Orlando, and there was a bar next door to the hotel I was working at, and people were parking in the hotel parking lot,
Parliament
to
House.
I don't remember the name of it. It was
All right,
right up against.
we may have to start this recording over. I don't know.
Yeah, you were naming them. Yeah, $20 to get in. No, and so I had to go next door and tell them to tell their patrons to stop parking in the parking lot. So that
Yeah,
was my only. Not that I would have said, never gone to one. Just that was the only opportunity or reason
yeah.
for me to attend one.
I was kind of a I, that was a time in my life. Well, the time frame I told you about was later in life when I was working professionally, but that was a subject I was not real comfortable with as far as I had a lot of friends who were like, "Oh yeah, it's
Right.
cool. You got to go do this." I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that. No
Right.
thanks."
Well, yeah, a lot of my formative years were in and around the San Francisco area, so I was very exposed to that lifestyle because it was just around you all the time, and it was very normalized for me. So I never had any kind of thoughts either way. Then these are that's just how they choose to live.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anyhow,
yeah,
besides that, anyhow,
let's
I just
move
thought
on.
that was interesting. I had always assumed all the members uh of
The
what's the
village
name of that
people.
group again?
Yeah, because I want to say YMCA every time.
Now I do too.
Um, well, whatever. I think it's ironic that President Trump used it as one of his first
Yes,
theme
yes.
songs.
Yeah, you think they would have looked into well, there might be something to that and why this storyline's out there. I don't know. Anyhow,
Yeah. Moving
so
on.
how'd your winter storm, 2 weekends in a row winter storm go for
Well,
you?
we it's interesting. We got snow, but it was you remember living in Florida, you have to have in order to get snow, it has to get cold. And so, in order to get cold in Florida, we can't have any cloud cover because it makes a thermal blanket. And so
Oh,
we
yeah.
need clear skies. So well, if we have clear skies, you don't get snow. So it's very rare that we have the combination of cold, extreme cold, and overcast. And so in our normal tradition where we are up in Northeast Florida, the front comes across like a wall from the Northwest. It literally stretches to the Carolinas all the way down into the Gulf of America. And so when it comes across, it's moving pretty fast, and that's usually hits us with a bunch of rain and strong winds, then it blows through. Well, we knew it was coming, but we didn't know the extent of it. So my daughter starts sending video to Sheila of the kids running around in their front yard because it's flurrying, it's snowing, and they got it
Oh,
pretty
in
good.
Florida.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Baker County, which is about
Right.
40 minutes west of us. And so once we started getting videos, then I realized it's coming across. And so, it was still like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was sitting where I could look out the back porch and I'm like, whatever. And then all of a sudden it just started blowing wind. And I said, Sheila, it's snowing. And it was just flurries. And nothing hit the
Right.
ground. It was just wisping around, but they were big flakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
I
lasted maybe literally 5 minutes. It was
Oh,
over.
really? That was the extent of your
Yeah.
snow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, the problem, well, not the problem, but the what makes it difficult to prepare for weather in this day and age is the extremes of what the weather stations and broadcasters will do to draw you in, right? That anytime there's a hint of any kind of severe weather, they're advertising it, like watch us, and
Oh
they
yeah.
get everybody so ramped up and so excited that you really don't know, right? It's like they're right 1 in 10 times now, or actually these storms live up to their prognosis 1 in 10 times. And so it's what happened in Florida years ago until Hurricane Andrew came in, right? Everybody just blew off hurricanes because they were nothing. Every time we battened the hatches and hunkered down, and it barely a wind blew. And then Hurricane Andrew came in and kind of reminded everybody of
Reset the clock.
Yeah, what a hurricane can do. So it was kind of the same scenario this time. I myself and my wife decided to go up to the Tennessee property, and we're like, oh, it's supposed to storm. We're like, okay, well, we'll go out on Friday, do our stuff, stay in the house on Saturday when it was supposed to really snow, and then drive home Sunday was kind of the game plan. And we thought, worst case, she didn't need to work Monday and I can work remote. So he said, well, worst case, we'll come home Monday. So Saturday rolled around, or Friday night rolled around as we're watching TV. The snow started to fall. And by the time I went to bed, there was, 2 inches probably on the back porch. But I looked outside and the roads were still melting it.
So you got snow in Tennessee as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So by the time I woke up in the morning, my wife was measuring the snowfall by how deep. We have a corgi, as you know, that we took up there, and she was measuring the snowfall by how many corgis deep the snow was, because she'd send the dog out and we just see little ears and a nose poke up from the snow as it's walking around outside. A little side note on that. So one of my coworkers told me that on TikTok or something, someone was measuring the snow by Bojangle boxes.
Okay.
And a commenter from Europe said Americans will do anything but use the metric system.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good comment there. So he thought it was funny we were measuring by corgi. So I would say, on Saturday it snowed all day, and then it really started coming down again in late Saturday afternoon, like the 4 or 5 o'clock time frame. And by that time, there was 12 to 15 inches of snow in the grass and 6 to 8 on the roads and stuff. So Sunday rolled around and the skies cleared and the direct sunlight came out, which was good, because it started melting things. So we thought, oh, we'll just wait till Monday, kind of thing, because the sun was supposed to come out on Monday again. And I'm making this story very long, but I'll try to bring it in. So Monday morning rolls around and we pack everything up, and we got the minivan. And this, on Sunday we have an old beater Jeep 4x4 I used to tow the boat around up there, and I used it to drive to the top of the hill. We have about a mile and a half long road out of the development area that's goes up steep hills, winds back and forth, and there's no guardrails or anything. There's some pretty steep drop-offs on the way up. So I took the 4x4 up, and by the time the main road was already cleared, and I figured, okay, if that road's cleared, then the rest of the way home will be fine. So Monday morning rolls around, we said, well, let's wait till noon, sun will be out. Well, the sun never came out. It just stayed overcast. And so all that stuff that melted the day before is now a sheet of ice on the road. So we said, well, let's just drive up the hill. We'll take it nice and slow. And we got about halfway up, and the tires started spinning on the van. And usually what I do is I just accelerate more to melt the ice, because it wasn't like 12 inches of ice. It was just like an inch of ice. I just spin the tires and let it melt the ice and hit inch your way up as it goes. Well, modern day cars are like, well, you got no traction, so we're not going to let the engine over rev. Yeah. And so it wasn't revving for me. And I'm like, crap. And then of course you hit the brake pedal. There's no stopping. So I'm I'm starting to slide backwards on this windy hill, and I'm like, part of me said, well, I'll just see where the car takes me. And through a series of events, I realized that if I just let it keep sliding, I would do a 180 and end up pointing back down the hill. So I let it slide around back down. I just drove down to the bottom of the hill. I'm like, well, we're not getting that. Yeah, we're not getting out of here. So we made some decisions and just said, all right, we'll take the beater 4x4 back to Charlotte. So that's what we did, and it made it safely. We were able to get with 4x4 out of
You
that.
drove the Jeep back?
Yes, we ended up driving the Jeep back. So the minivan is sitting up in Tennessee now. So we're gonna have to make a trip back up. But beyond that 1.5 bit, every other part was completely fine. My neighborhood here in Charlotte still had some ice patches, but it was easily navigable.
How many hours does that drive with the beater?
Oh, it's the same. Yeah, 4.5 hours. We stopped to get something to eat or something like that. Take a bathroom break.
What year is the Jeep?
2003.
Oh, okay.
It's lost its clear coat, and
is it square eyes? It's 2003.
No, it's right. It's a Jeep Liberty, so it's one of those really tiny ones.
Yeah.
And I bought it in a government auction back in 2012 or so. Actually, later than that, probably 2015. I bought it from a government auction for $2,500, I think. Had 120,000 miles on it. But so I pick it up, and it's absolutely full of birdseed. I mean, everywhere. So it was a Parks and Rec vehicle at this county north of me. But me and my son spent a solid day vacuuming birdseed out of the air conditioning vents. I mean, just you name it, it was in it. In that kind of like, what in the hell happened? And some of it had fermented, of course. So
maybe it was the feeder. The guy would just dump it in there and open the windows.
It was void of feathers and stuff, so I think we were okay. But for life of us, we couldn't figure out why there was just the place. It's like the car rolled a couple times with open bags of bird feed in it. It was just everywhere in the engine bay, everywhere. And so,
well, that's a bonus.
We spent a day cleaning out. And my youngest daughter went to App State, and that's in the mountains.
Yeah.
So, she could use the 4x4 up there during snow time. So it's done well for us. It's I wouldn't regularly rely on a Jeep.
It's not a daily driver per se, but yeah.
No, and but it pulls the boat. Its 4-wheel drive works rather well. So it does well. And speaking of the mountains, you're making me miss the NASCAR opener tonight.
Is that Bristol?
No, they're holding it up at that just in of course now I'm totally blanking on the hold on, let me look it up because I have it on my other tab. I've been watching the
because I looked
up Bowman Gray Stadium, which is just outside Boone, North Carolina.
Ooh.
And they were supposed to have it Saturday night, Sunday night, but the snowstorms came in. And then today it started raining. So they pushed it to Monday, and then they couldn't get the area cleared out enough, so they moved it to Wednesday. And then it started raining today. So I was curious if it would actually get raced. But who at NASCAR decides, okay, let's put it's not really a race, it's more of a exhibition race, right? They call it the Clash, and it's basically the top 20, 30 drivers from last year, fan voting, that kind of stuff, put on a race. It's no points, or it counts to nothing. It used to be the first race that started
is a season opener. Is that what it is? Or
yeah, it's not really a season opener. It was originally it was developed to highlight the pole winners from the previous year, and it was at the beginning of Speed Weeks in Daytona. So they would do the Clash on like Sunday. They would do the qualifying races on Thursday, and then they would do the 500 on Sunday. Well, greed gets in the way of everything in this world, and they're like, oh, we need to move, Daytona can't have all these races, blah blah blah. So they moved it to the LA Coliseum for a few years, but that was ridiculous. That track was way too small that they would build in that Coliseum. It's like a quarter mile, and these big old cars are out there. They could barely pass each other. So,
Well, when is Bristol? I should know this. I
well,
was
there's
out
two of them, right? There's the
one
fall
summertime?
and the
Yeah,
spring.
fall.
Yeah, there's a spring and fall race. The fall is the night race.
That's right.
And for a while, they made the spring race a dirt track race. They were experimenting with that at Bristol. But
Have you ever
so
been to
anyhow,
Bristol?
what's that?
Have you ever been to Bristol?
No, that's kind of on my list. It's right out. It's like an hour and a half from my property in Tennessee, so I do plan on doing it.
Let's make that's a bucket list for me.
Oh, okay. Well, then come on up and we'll go to Bristol.
Yeah, let's figure out a way to.
Do you want to do the night race? That's the most famous one. That's
Yeah,
the fall.
I think so. That's where they have all the wrecks too, right?
Well, either race does. It's a tight. They call it the last the Coliseum for racing, or the last true Coliseum, or something like that. They call that place now.
It's like 100,000 people in there too, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. They held a baseball game there this year. Remember the Braves game? We talked about it a little bit.
Alexa, how many people can attend the Bristol race in Tennessee?
Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee can accommodate 146,000 spectators.
Not for a race, but.
What the hell are they going to do? Stand in there just for the heck of it?
Well, when they do baseball concerts and stuff there, they can sit in the infield too, so.
Alexa, how many people can attend a race, maximum capacity at Bristol Motor Speedway?
She didn't know.
Okay.
She's not listening.
She goes, I'm just a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. They should,
all right.
They know stuff too. So anyhow, I'm missing my NASCAR tonight just for you, Dave. You should be.
Oh, we can wrap this up here pretty soon, and we can get right back at it.
Well, you know what? I didn't write down the start time. Did you?
Yeah. Well, it's 7.
Okay. We did kind of start at 7. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little early.
That's what I was thinking. So
6:58.
So we'll look at the 45 mark tonight. But anyhow, well, they're halfway done with the race right now, and Ty Gibbs is leading the race. So
okay.
But my big thing, what I was getting to, was who at NASCAR goes, hey, let's put the race in the mountains of North Carolina in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
And we'll just cross our fingers. It's good weather.
It's once in a lifetime
It's literally
storm.
20 miles from a ski resort. So, you got to be granted, this was a kind of an unusual snowstorm, but up where it is not. It's just silly.
Well, I spent some time in Boone and Banner Elk, as you know, and those two mountains in Banner Elk, they make snow, but I'm sure this year they've been on fresh snow.
Yeah.
For the last 2 weeks.
Sugarloaf?
Sugar and Beach. Yeah.
Beach, yeah. So.
Good time.
Yeah, I've skied at both, I think, over the years. No, not Beach I have, not Sugar. So.
Yeah.
But have you ever skied?
Yeah. I was, an athlete at one time.
Oh, Colorado. That's right.
I learned to ski I learned to fall in Colorado. But I got pretty good at it. But I
was pretty decent at it myself. I really enjoyed it. But my wife broke her arm as a youth skiing and had no real desire to ever do it again. So, and my youngest daughter took skiing as her elective gym class at App State.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So she learned to ski.
She probably learned how to drink too.
Yeah, that's probably the best part of skiing. Although I was always too young, except for the last time I went skiing. So
yeah, it's kind of a prereq. You got to have a flask with you.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's my grand snow story for the day. And
well, we're happy that the Jeep was totally an idea. I had no idea that was going to happen, so that worked out pretty well.
Yes, I was glad. It sounds pretty. I sound affluent when I'm like, yeah, well, we went back and got the 4x4 and took that home instead. I'm talking, it's a beater, man. It is.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. But, like I said, it's working and it got us home. Now it's got to get me back again. But
you didn't say the Learjet. That would have been different. You didn't say the
Well, I
That's
make
so
sure I
funny.
preface that whenever I have that conversation with people, like, "Well, how did you get home?" I'm like, "I took the beater." I try to make it play it
Yeah.
down
We
as
took the G6 versus the G7.
yeah, it's better. It had snow tires on it. So,
Yeah, snow tires on the G6.
are you an Olympics fan? Speaking of skiing and snowing,
Olympics as in Greco wrestling.
as in slalom skiing and
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
skating.
I used to remember the Wild World of Sports on
Yeah, everybody
ABC.
knows that opening scene, right? The
The
agony of
agony of
defeat.
defeat and the smell of disaster. No, I don't know. No, yeah, I
What
love.
was the line after agony of defeat? The thrill of something and the agony of defeat. Ask the
Alexa,
producers.
what was the tagline for ABC Sports? The agony of defeat. What was that total line?
The full tagline for ABC Sports, The Agony of Defeat, was spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat, the human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports. Would you like to learn more about the history of the...
No.
No,
Good
but
Lord.
you spoke like a pro.
Don't egg her on.
Okay.
Well, I do have my
Yeah.
moments. Years of practice reciting sports trivia will do that to you.
Okay. Anyway, so
He's gonna interrupt you.
I love the downhill thing
Jump?
where that thing. And then I love the
Do you
giant...
watch it just to watch people wipe out?
Okay, Alexa, stop.
I told you she was gonna keep talking.
So her light was still on. The downhill and the giant slalom. Those
Do you
are my
know
favorite.
what? I don't know what team it was this year, but
And the bobsled.
okay, yeah. Do you like the luge?
Not the luges where the guy sits on like when we were kids, we would
The
make up
sled, yeah, but
yeah.
they go but then there's the skeleton.
I like the one there's like 7 guys. Herschel Walker was one of them.
Oh, that's the 5-man bobsled.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there's only 5, Dave. That's why they call it 5-man.
Whatever.
They didn't
And
call
that
it
team
7-man.
from Jamaica was in it one time.
And they won
I
in the
think they
movie
did.
I watched.
Yeah, John Candy was their coach, I think.
Yes. Now you're making me forget. Oh, so I heard a story this year about the high
The jump.
what do you call it? Ski jump. I guess it's just called ski jump, right?
Yeah, it's a big hill.
I thought maybe there was a bigger name for it. Anyhow, so what they do is I don't know how it works, but one of the regulations is you have to, they make sure your suits fit tight, right? Because they don't want anybody adding like wings underneath the arms or anything.
Okay.
So this one country apparently, at least on the men's side of the business, packed their junk a little tight. So made themselves look bigger so that they could get the extra fabric in the crotch area so that when they went down the hill, it'd be a little bit more like a sail.
So they flared their ball sack?
Yes. Oh, no. I know what it was. They got themselves aroused so it would fit tighter during the... Oh, and that's I know that's a true story from based on where I heard.
So they got themselves a Woody before they went down?
Yes. Yeah. The question is, that's tough to do. You're waiting in line to get measured or whatever they do. You're like, I got to be thinking about. I don't know.
Depends on who goes ahead of you. Well, that sounds like fun. That's a good story in the Olympic Village. God knows what's going on there.
So you don't watch the ice skating at all, then?
I used to, but it scares me. I'm always, they do these horrific stunts, and then these poor girls get thrown around. I don't know.
Oh, well, the ice dancing, yeah, the team dancing or whatever, team skate. But even on a solo, I mean, even the announcers are so uber critical of them. It's like their ankle shakes. Her season's over. That 10 years of practice she did is over.
Yeah, that's the other part I don't like about it is I don't know. I used to enjoy boy, we're really taking a twist today. I used to enjoy the figure skating, but I'm over it.
I don't like judged events anymore because it feels rigged
How
every
about the
time.
chick that runs around with a baton? It's got little pieces of cloth behind it. The decorative dance. It's a
Oh, that's gymnastics.
gymnastics, but I mean, it's
That's
like an
Summer
event.
Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, who
Well,
came up
rap
with this?
dancing was an event last time. It's no longer.
No, break dancing. Yeah,
Break dancing. Well, rap dance is break dancing. Yeah, same thing, right? I don't know.
I don't know. All
Maybe
right,
I just exposed my
something.
yeah.
So,
I
where
can't.
is the Winter Olympics this year?
It's in Milan, Italy. You haven't seen the 82,000. Well, you don't watch TV, do you?
No, but I've been to where that village probably is in Italy. They're
Milan,
pretty in the Alps. You know, that's a pretty place to have the Olympics, I think.
I would think so. Yeah, it looks opening ceremony. I guess they started today with curling, and that's an
Curling.
Olympic event I think I could get into and do. You always think like, what Olympic event
Oh, you
would
mean you
you
could personally do?
Yeah. Mine,
So-
I always said I could have done the archery. I think I could. I think I still could compete in archery.
So when I was a kid, I told you about the couples friends that my parents had that lived in Toronto. Uh, what was her name? Trevor and Sheila. Is her name Trevor? Sheila? Or her name Sheila?
That's who you named your wife after?
Yeah, I named my wife. I don't think her name was Sheila. Whatever. The Redmaynes. And they were a member of a squash club. You know, up there they play squash.
Okay.
And in the wintertime, they have curling matches.
All right.
In the club. And I'm like, curling, what the heck is that? I was like 9 years old. And you know, it's a piece of granite stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
there's a name. You got a name. I forget what the name of it is now. I'm sure I'll hear.
Hold on.
Oh,
Alexa,
God.
what is the name of the stone they use in curling?
The stone used in curling is called a curling stone. Did you know it's made from a special type of granite found on a tiny Scottish island?
I did.
Yes.
Yes, we did know that. Sorry. She's got something else.
No worries at all. I get carried away with fun facts sometimes.
I thought there was I thought there was a
Curling
name
stone.
for it.
Boy, that's really
well, they reached deep to name that one.
So we're gonna call it curling. And what about the stone? I got nothing.
Yeah, let's go with
And
curling
they use
stone.
a broom.
Right.
Hold on. Alexa, is there a special name for the broom they use in curling?
Curling broom.
Actually, it's still called a curling broom. Though with all the high-tech materials they use now, maybe we should call it a curling brush or curling wand.
That's
Well, there
just
you
as
go.
lame.
Where is it? I don't even want to ask her, but did it
No.
originate in Canada? Where's it from?
Well, Scottish Island, apparently.
Oh, that's where the stone came from. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, anyway, curling, that was, I guess, you know, I think all sports are the same. Let's think about this real quick. Shuffleboard, you play it in the summer, right?
Right.
And you got this big stick that you shove these things down the hall. Well, now it's wintertime. You can't play outside. What do you do?
Well, you can play outside. It's
Yeah, but so what's the game you play?
You curling, I guess. Yeah.
So
why don't they just call it shuffleboard on ice?
Well, soccer is the same thing. Soccer, you play outside, and then when it's winter, you play hockey. It's the same stupid stuff.
Okay.
I don't understand it. I guess it's the great.
What's the winter version of baseball?
They combine sports. There's ice fishing and I don't know. What
Put you on the spot. I was sweating that you were going to come up with something, and I
was going to have it.
I don't know.
Now
I'm rattling my brain, but anyhow, so
All
that
right,
starts Friday. Is my point.
Okay,
And
I'll look into that.
You can take two, and we can talk about it more the following week. Although, next week is our season ender, so that means crossword.
Okay.
Next week.
Yeah, I was kind of missing the crossword puzzle.
All right. Well, we won the season we're trying
Don't
to do.
Don't get us a Friday one. We got to make sure we're staying there.
Nah, we got to stay with that Wednesday, Thursday one. And I tell you, the Wednesday just seems so easy, but the Thursday seems difficult to do in a podcast. So we'll go do another Wednesday. Newsday puzzle and go from there.
Okay, folks. So be on the guard for that next week. Season ending 11, episode
Well,
number 12.
Hopefully all our listeners around the world didn't have to well, our Australian brethren, they're still in summertime or fall. I guess they're in the fall right now, right? Summer, fall time frame. So enjoy the weather down there, people. And us up here in the northern hemisphere taking in the snow.
Yeah, so the big fat rodent. Did you know there's a couple rodents that predict the storm, the weather? We have Punxsutawney Phil.
That's the original, right? Like 1870 or something like that.
Yeah, there's a rat or something in New York City.
I think people saw the money Punxsutawney. That's the name of the town, right?
Yeah.
Punxsutawney. Yeah, we're making off this whole thing. They're like, oh, we need our own. I read something about one in Texas. Is it a beaver?
One's in a zoo.
It's just like the what's going to kick off next this week is all the Super Bowl predictions, right?
Yeah, hold on. Alexa, what is the alternative to Punxsutawney Phil?
There are actually dozens of alternative groundhog predictors. Some popular ones include Staten Island Chuck in New York, General Beauregard Lee in Georgia, and Buckeye Chuck in Ohio.
Okay, Staten Island Chuck, which is like a big rat. And then the guy
they all look at their shadow, or what? He's
a rat.
New York City's official weather predictor.
Okay.
Living it up at the Staten Island Zoo.
What is the Robert E. Lee thing? What's the Lee one? General. Okay, Alexa, what is
Just give
General Lee? Is he a groundhog or a rat?
General Beauregard Lee is a groundhog, not a rat. He's Georgia's official weather predictor for Groundhog Day.
I thought she was going to go to Civil War round on you. He was a general for the Confederate Army.
I think she's starting to get offended. I keep calling them rats. Okay, Alexa, isn't the groundhog a member of the rodent family?
Yes, groundhogs are members of the rodent family. They belong to the order Rodentia, which includes over 2,300 species of mammals known for their strong, continuously growing incisors.
Okay, ergo, is a rat a member of the rodent family?
Yeah.
Yes, rats are indeed members of the rodent family. They belong to the order Rodentia, which includes over 2,300 species of mammals known for their strong, continuously growing incisors.
Well, hey, Alexa, is Dave a member of the rodent family?
So Bob's your uncle right there. They're rats.
Oh, mercy. So, all right. Well,
I just tossed it out there to you. What have you ever heard the phrase, Bob's your uncle?
Yeah, and I remember in ninth grade, I think it was 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade. Anyhow, in English class, the English professor was trying to explain that expression to us. And we were, I don't know why this still sticks out in my mind. Maybe because it took like 10 years for me to finally get what he was trying to explain, about the pun in it and of that nature. So, yes, I do now. It was just a way of quickly saying, well, that's how it happens, kind of thing. But
well, there you go.
Yeah,
that's what it means. There you go. But the origin's pretty cool. Hang on. Alexa, what is the origin of the slogan, Bob's your uncle?
The phrase Bob's your uncle likely comes from a political appointment in 1887. Prime Minister Robert Cecil appointed his nephew Arthur Balfour as Chief Secretary for Ireland, sparking claims of nepotism.
Neither were named Bob, so.
Today's language?
Bob's your uncle is used today as a casual way to say, and there you have it, or it's done. It's like saying voila, after explaining something simple.
Like the rats.
Well, what did the heck of the appointment of them to Ireland have that neither were named Bob or Robert, were they?
No, the Prime Minister's name was Robert.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't
He was
pick
the
up on
prime
that.
minister of England, and he appointed his
Nephew,
nephew,
nephew, or
whatever,
something like that. Yeah.
nephew.
Yeah, it
To
was
the
nepotism. Why? What else would it be?
well,
So,
yeah, that's what England's all about. The
well,
whole country's
that's what
nepotism.
that's what everything is about. The nepotism is everywhere.
Well, Bob's your uncle.
Nothing illegal about nepotism, right?
Well,
Necrophilia, yes, but not nepotism.
well, to each his own. Malcolm Forbes Jr. said, "There's nothing like nepotism. It's because his father's the one that started Malcolm Forbes magazine.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's uh,
If you can't make it on your own, know the guy that started the. Oh gosh, I got acid reflux.
He's not even drinking beer tonight, folks.
You nailed it, by the way. On the last episode we did, when I was signing off, I got a little slurry, and I don't know if anyone watched it, but you did that.
Yeah, man. I could have been the what was that actor when we were growing up?
Oh God, I just talked about him today.
Oh, really? I just heard about him this week too, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh gosh, he used to do all the
Yeah, I can picture
roast.
him. Oh, by the way, the well, you're thinking about it. Divine was
Divine.
the actor as Edna Turnblad in, in that movie.
No, Gator, no.
Right. I just read, Ricky Lake was Tracy, the daughter.
Yeah,
Deborah Harry, you know who she was? She was a little sister to Sigma Chi. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Oh, do you know who Deborah Harry is, though?
The singer.
Yeah, Blondie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and our buddy in Massachusetts got her a little sister bid.
Oh, so she wasn't.
Oh.
That's the greatest story, man. Hit that real quick. Who was the lead singer from Boston or something?
Oh God! Now it was the guitarist for Boston. Now I have to look it up. We've talked about it, haven't we?
I know, but it's
I have to Tom something.
From us being two Sigma Chi's, if there's Sigma Chi's that are listening to this episode, I've always said you could walk into any chapter room and find yourself. If you
right,
there's a Woody in the
Tom Scholes.
Whatever
Scholes.
chapter, there's a Woody, there's a Sam, there's a Brad, there's a Dave.
Right,
we're all there, but I don't know if that's the truth 100% because Brad, I don't know who is you guys were like the epicenter of. I thought I was sarcastic and crazy, the stuff that I did, but you guys were like thinking men about the stuff. I mean, who came up with that? Was that Brad's idea or
no? It was mutual. If I remember right, we were sitting at that
table during
at the table where people came to the what we call those parties, the
rush parties.
Rush party, yeah, and they're like, oh, you two sit up here and make people fill out these forms,
right?
And so I think Brad got bored and started filling one out for a fictitious person, and I think he came up with Tom Scholes, and we put Boston, the hobbies are guitar playing, and wrote all that kind of stuff down, and then we forgot about it, and then later that night they're going through the names, and if you could vouch for the name, they moved that over into a pile to invite back to the. So someone was reading the name like Tom Scholes, and Brad goes, yeah, I know.
I met him.
I met him. Nice guy.
He's a good guy, man.
So it went on, and from that point on, it was like, oh, we got to make this happen, So to all this, I know this is a Sigma Chi reminiscing thing, but we got Tom Scholes an actual bid to the chapter of Eta Pi. Should he have gone to UCF in 1986-7 and gone in to see if he pledged a fraternity, he would have had a bid to join Sigma Chi.
Well, was that the same semester that Blondie? What's her real
name? Deborah Harry. I can't remember if we did it right after that or we waited. It was just a follow up to that to see what else we could do.
I don't know what was funnier, the fact that we were constantly trying to screw over people. That's what. That's what.
But it wasn't in a bad way. I mean, I didn't think we were doing anything to harm. No
No,
physical harm. It wasn't like we were, putting.
it's like the time when we went to the House Corps meeting and Sam and Brad. I don't know if you were with us at that
No, I
meeting.
wasn't at that. I know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah.
Brad and Sam and I went, and we were so pissed at the end of the meeting. It's like these people are going to get nothing done, because we
Right.
didn't understand how things moved in the real world. So I told them when we got back to the meeting, I said, "Follow my lead, okay?" Because the seating order, right?
Right.
And so they're like, "What are you going to do?" And I'm like, "Just follow my lead. Shut up," So we started with, "Hey, listen, guys, I need a ride to Home Depot to get some shovels,
Shovels,
some
gold
paint."
spray paint. Yeah, by the time the meeting was done, we were getting a new estate in Manhattan or something.
John Rhodes was sending me notes. Are we going to be able to drink on campus, man? I'm like, oh, these people, hook, line, and sinker. But
Oh yeah, it was just fun stuff. It was fun for us and irritating to the rest of the people, but again, it never hurt anybody, so
no,
I never felt bad about it. So anyhow, well, we probably
we're
should
getting
wrap
kind
it
of
up.
close.
Yeah, we're at the top of the 45-minute.
Well, remind me next episode, emergency. I don't want to end on a bad note, but I've got an idea about something for an emergency.
All right.
How we'll play it out. But anyway, all right. Well, I am happy that you made it back. I don't know what was our recourse.
Well, you watch the story. Of course, they show you the isolated stories of horrendous crashes and stuff, and insinuate that it's everywhere, right? Yeah, it's granted it happens, but the news loves to tell you it's everywhere. They find the worst thing they can find, go there, and then tell you it's all over. This is just I'm sitting here. It's like
titillating.
So, yes, it's unfortunate, but you have to remember that when you're watching the news these days.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. We'll try this AI companion too at the end of this one. I guess we shut down, right? Do we keep it going?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. We've never tried it, so in case you're listening, we're going to try an AI companion with our show.
We've had someone listening to us tonight.
Yeah.
I got a story about that too. So
we'll talk about that. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Stay warm. Let's get out of this thing. Apparently, we have 6 more weeks or 5.5 more weeks,
according to Phil. Yeah.
According to the rats. And in the meantime, be safe, drive safely, and guard well. We'll talk to you again soon. Peace out.